Hello, my name is Carlos Erban, and today I'm doing a video which I call the Battle of the Softboxes using Speedlights. And the reason why I wanted to do this is for a while I have been using the Apollo softbox, and I got today, as a matter of fact, I got it like 3 hours ago, an adapter from Amazon that allows me to put the Speedlight on any of my softboxes that I use for my strobe lights. So let's do Shift Tab here. So let's talk a little bit about what I did today in terms of these softboxes. Now, this video really has two purposes. One is to show you the differences between the softboxes, and also to give you some tips on how to get these adapters and very inexpensive softboxes. So let me first show you the adapter that I got on. Sorry, I guess I had closed the website. So I got this adapter today because I was looking for an adapter that I could use with my Photodiox softboxes, and this adapter, when I first got it, I was really disappointed because I thought it was gonna fit like it shows in the picture on my speed ring, but what I did not realize is that even though it's for Photodiox softboxes, it says right here in the fine print, will fit most standard softboxes. But after about half an hour playing with it, I discovered that I really didn't need this speed ring. I could just screw this adapter to my speed ring, which is what I did. So now we're talking about Photodiox. By the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. They don't pay me anything. I just give tips on what I found that works for me. And these soft boxes are really inexpensive. You can see $48.95 for the 32 by 48. Okay, and used you can get for $40, and you can probably even get it cheaper in eBay. And they come already with a speed ring. So the speed ring you can use for lights. Well, they're made for strobe lights. This is the one for the alien bees. I have the one for the brown color. But you see this little screw here? So all you need to do is screw the adapter there. Okay? Now, one of the things that some of my friends have told me is, I keep doing videos of self-portraits, and they would rather see videos with the beautiful models that I usually shoot. So I said, well, the models that I usually shoot, I don't, usually I shoot them because I prepare a whole shoot for them. It's not for a quick tutorial like this. This is just something really quick to show people some of the things that I learned. Nevertheless, if you go to my website, I guess I'll use this as an opportunity to do a little plug on my website, and it's www.carloserban.com. And if you go to my portraits, galleries, the one I've been shooting for 3 years now, and for 2.5 years I was only using Speedlights. So like all of these shots on the beach I did with Speedlights, everything here. This one was the first one that I did with strobe lights. Now this I didn't use a softbox. This one I did use a softbox. Okay, I think this one I might have used a softbox too. So the reason why I don't remember is because sometimes outside when it's very windy, it's difficult to use the softbox, especially the umbrella softbox that I use, which is the Wescott, which I'll talk in a second. But then if you go to this motorcycles one, this is with a big softbox, the Apollo Wescott softbox, which I don't have anymore. I sold it, but I think I regret it because the person that I sold it to, he's a friend of mine. He says that he loves it. He even uses it with his alien bees, which is kind of funny. I never thought they would work with strobe lights. So anyway, all of these are with soft boxes, and I only had that umbrella softbox, and I was able to get all of these results. Okay, so let me go to what I did today, this afternoon, in terms of comparing these different softboxes. Uh, well, first of all, you can see that the regular softbox, this Photodiox softbox, which by the way, let me see what size is this one. I wrote it here somewhere. I guess it's here. Yeah, it's 36 by 24. So this is the one that is comparable to this Wescott, which I believe is like 26 by 26 or 27 by 27, because I wanted to, you know, to compare a little bit of apples to apples, especially these two softboxes. I wanted something similar. Then I also use the strip box, and as you can see, I'm just showing here how I just tightened the adapter. All these speed rings come with this screw that you can just tighten it there, and then you just put it in the adapter. Okay, this is where the speed light goes. So let me show you. This is where the speed light goes, and then let's see, I have here I think a picture with one with the, okay, so this is the position that I had my camera, so I was shooting out. Okay, and so this is the other softbox, as you can see, Photodiox, the cheap ones. Then I also wanted to get a little separation, and at first I put my flash pointing to my back, you know, my back, my hair, and it just wasn't working for me. I have a snoot which would solve that issue. I was getting too much light in the side of my face, but because I want people to see that they can do a lot with very little. Okay, and by the way, at the end of this video you'll see that you only really need one softbox, and you can probably do, you know, get wonderful shots. So you don't even need to get all of these. That's actually one of the purposes of the comparison. So what I did is I just bounced it off the ceiling, and I was getting more of, you know, the hair light that I wanted to get some separation. So here's my speed light. This is an SB910, and I'm using it with a Flex TT5. By the way, I have other videos that show how I do all this and how to use it. Okay, so the first softbox that I used was my Apollo Wescott, which is an umbrella softbox that you bounce from the back. I've had this softbox for a long time, and you know, this is basically what I used with my speed lights. I also have umbrellas, which I show in another video comparison, this versus the umbrellas. And I was shooting at f8, 400 ISO, because one of the things with speed lights is if you want to shoot at f8, sometimes they don't have enough power. Now I wanted to get some of the background, because I was shooting, I will show you in a second what I was doing with the city. So I actually went to 1 second. Now 1 second is very risky, because 80% of the light is coming from the flash, 20% is coming from the ambient, but this is front curtain sync. So in other words, the flash comes in first, but if you move a little bit after the flash, you know, before the how do you call it, before it closes, then you're gonna get some blur, right, some motion blur. So oh well, so the first shot I took actually was not at 1 second, it was 1/60th of a second, where I eliminated most of the ambient light. Oh, I just noticed this reflection here. You can see you cannot see anything in the back. So I mean, if I'm shooting you know, a beautiful city in the background, you know, this would make sense in a studio, but not when you have a beautiful background. So, you know, I use my calibration target first to do my test shot, and you can see, look, at 1 second, look how beautiful this is. And at f8 you had all that perfect, you know, you have a long enough depth of field that you got perfect detail in the back. By the way, let me show you a little trick. You probably have noticed that I also do you know, Lightroom tutorials. So let me just show you a little trick here. What you do is you crop this just like this, right? And here you see when you crop it how it automatically, this says that this is exactly the exposure that I wanted. It's slightly exposed to the right. We call this a slightly to the right. And here you can do your you know, your white balance, because you have the right exposure. Yeah, over here is a little better. You see, you can see where it is. And then you can sync all your pictures to that. I mean, I also use a color checker, but in this case this is good enough. I mean, I wasn't doing something that had to be perfect white balance, you know. Good enough, especially when I'm shooting pictures of myself. So anyway, so going back, this is the first shot. The first shot was with the Wescott, right? So this is what we got. Very nice. I mean, you know, this is what I like to see. I like to see you know, well lit. There is a little bit of fall off, maybe, you know. By the way, I didn't process any of these pictures. These are all raw files. Okay, very nice. I like this very much. That's what I've been using this Wescott Apollo for a while. So then one of the advantages of the regular softboxes is that you have this baffle, so you can actually, you know, soften the light even more. So when we use this softbox, okay, this is what I got. Also very, very nice. So let's look at the difference between these two, because these two are the ones that are most comparable, right? So let's see. So you have, you know, very similar. I mean, I almost cannot tell the difference. I may like the regular softbox a little bit, but to be honest with you, I think if you ask me which one is which, I wouldn't be able to tell. So they're very similar, and that's very surprising, because that means the Wescott Apollo, even though it's just an umbrella, it has no baffle, works pretty well. So I'm really impressed with that. So now let's go to the strip box. Okay, now I know the strip box is not comparable to the Apollo, but this is something that I think is worth getting, because it gives you a lot of control, especially for full body shots. And when you do, you can do some really cool things like split lighting and all that, and I'll do some demonstrations of that later on. Okay, I don't know why I have two pictures of this. I guess I took two shots. Well, whatever. So then I have this shot, again, very even light. Okay, but the one that I really wanted to show you is when you put the grid. I have not finished installing it, but when you put the grid, or the egg crate they call it, you have a lot of control on your light. You see, there is a little bit more light on this side, and let me just show you a comparison of the two so that you can see. Well, you can't tell much of a difference, but typically you can control so much better the light when you have a grid than when you don't. Usually when you have a grid, if I only wanted to light this portion, let's say I was doing split light, meaning I put the light right here by the shoulder, you know, to the side, then, you know, it would just do this part, and that's how you get those great shots where you basically have like half the face, or split lighting. And you can actually, you can see, if you do a close-up, and I know you probably don't want to see me in a close-up, you see this is a lot more even lighting, this is a little bit more split lighting. So anyway, if we do a comparison of, let's now look at all of them. So we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. So let's see, let's close these things so that we can see it a little better. So this is the Wescott Apollo. Okay, this is the Wescott Apollo regular softbox, strip box, and strip box with a grid. You know, they have subtle differences, and I'll be honest with you, I think if you just got the Wescott Apollo, or even the Photodiox with the adapter, you're ready to go. I mean, the rest is more of a luxury. Again, I'm just doing here a little bit of like 45-degree angle, nothing special, but for just a regular shot, you know, any of these soft boxes would work fine, and you're talking about relatively small investment in you know, to get really good lighting. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video.